Miss Universe just released a brand new video and it's featuring some of the contestants from this year's competition during Fashion Week at home, and we must talk about it. I'm so excited. I'm really excited too because I recently did a fashion episode and I think we need to talk about some of my favorites that were in the newly released video that I already featured on the channel. And if you're brand new to the channel, by the way, I'm Danny. Nice to meet you. Welcome. The favorites that I had put in my best dressed Miss Universe contestants are up here. And I did a top 10, which was really difficult. I know that so many of you are wondering where your favorites were in this episode. And I tried explaining to you guys in some of the comments that the contestants that I ended up putting in the episode were the ones where I could find a variation of clothing. Like, I wanted to see them in their everyday life, at appearances, cocktail type styles, and then evening gowns. So the ones that I featured were the ones where I could find that content, because I know so many of you were so shocked that some of your favorites weren't in the episode. But they were, though, in this video that Miss Universe released. So first I want to talk about a couple things. We're gonna mention the contestants that were in the new episode that had speaking parts or were featured. Philippines was the only one that I mentioned in my episode that was featured in this new video that was released that did not have a speaking part. It's really interesting to start watching who IMG is releasing in these clips, because if you've paid attention in the past, the contestants that are highly featured in these video clips throughout the show, in B-roll footage on social media, are typically the ones that place at the pageant. Yes, it's true. Just because a contestant is in this episode, it doesn't mean for sure that she was gonna win the crown or she's a shoo-in, but you have been able to see this correlation in years past if you pay attention, that the queens that are featured during the final show are the ones that end up winning or placing very well. Clearly, these are ladies that are on the radar for IMG that they're really paying attention to. The next queen we'll mention is Vietnam, and you guys know, if you've seen in my other episodes, love her style. She had a speaking part, which she spoke in Vietnamese and not in English, so I don't know what language she will be speaking in for the competition. Romania also had a speaking part, and this is really surprising to so many people that she's been so popular this year. She's sort of come out of nowhere, and I found out from you guys in the comments that Romania has never placed at Miss Universe. And now Bianca is just coming out of nowhere, and she's really becoming this fan favorite, and I think it's really great to see her in this episode. Before we talk about any other contestants, if you love this channel, if you love this content, please subscribe and hit the notification. Share it with your friends. Because of you, I recently hit 40,000 subscribers, and now I'm working towards that 50,000 goal. So if you love these episodes and you have fun with me every single week watching them, then make sure that you're subscribed. South Africa. We got to see her here as well, and what was interesting about her clip is that she talked about choosing a fabric to make a suit, and this ties into her South African roots as well as being an entrepreneur, and to me that sounds very branded. It sounds like that's what she's going to be talking about at Miss Universe, and it reminds me a lot of what Catriona did, where she chose wardrobe that all had specific meaning. She was a very intentional title holder, and it seems like that's what they're doing with Natasha. Thailand also had a speaking part, although it was really short and really quick. At least she was in the episode. The queen that I really want to mention here is Australia, and this was interesting because she's been one of my favorites leading up to the competition, and it was really neat to see her in it. But what really struck me is because of the editing in this video, it felt like she was hosting everything. It felt like she was the one presenting all these other contestants. I don't like to make any assumptions, but I feel like because she had such a big feature in this video, that she's really standing out to IMG, that they're seriously looking at her and considering her for the Miss Universe crown. As I've mentioned in other episodes, she's gonna be one to watch out for. I don't think that she was in my other episode about my favorites and dark horses, which you guys can watch right up here. I don't think she was in that one because I literally just forgot to put her in. And that happens, guys, okay? It happens sometimes. Please, I'm human. Cut me some slack, okay? Please cut me some slack in the comments. Some of you are really harsh, like really harsh. And I'm like, whoa. bring it down like a couple notches. Okay, anyway, so clearly Australia is a favorite. By the way, if you really love this channel and you want to support it, just screenshot it, post it to an Instagram story, then tag and hashtag me at Danny Walker. I want to be able to find this screenshot of yours and post it and share it with all of my followers. The contestant that opened up this whole video was Indonesia, and so many of you were surprised that she wasn't in my other fashion episode. Now, Indonesia was one of my top picks and she was right on the border for me. The only reason she didn't make the cut for me is because I couldn't find enough of her casual outfits. I saw a lot of stuff from photo shoots, which makes sense because she is a model. If you're preparing for a pageant and you want some more inspiration for fashion and style, then click the description below. I have linked my interview style guide. So this is giving you some really great designers and brands that you can check out that have great interview style options, because I know what a struggle that is for so many contestants. Two contestants that really stood out to me for this competition that I haven't talked about in other episodes were Nicaragua and Czech Republic. They were both so beautiful. Nicaragua really surprised me because she went for this really daring, bold black lip and this really embellished jacket, but the episode was all about fashion and Fashion Week at home, so I think it made a lot of sense. That's something that you would try during Fashion Week when everybody's walking out in the craziest outfits, and I feel like that is what made her stand out in the right way. She really took this video challenge to the extreme, more so than the other contestants, and I think that that is the reason why they featured her in this episode, because she just looks so different, so different from everyone else. Now, Czech Republic, I love her. She's just so stunning, and I've been looking at her and Curacao a lot more recently. It's sort of tough though, because when you have a contestant that is not from a pageant powerhouse country that has been consistently placing in recent years, they unfortunately don't get a lot of coverage from pageant fan pages. So it's sort of hard for me to find some information about these contestants, but they are so stunning, and I'm gonna be looking out for them this year. That's all I have for today, friends. Tell me what you think in the comments. I wanna know, who do you think is the most fashionable contestant this year? What are your thoughts on MUO releasing this episode? Because I feel like it's very telling of what we're gonna start seeing as we're leading up to the pageant, which supposedly has been announced for May 16th, but I haven't yet heard exactly what city it's gonna be in. It is reported, or people are assuming that it's going to be in the US once again, and I've heard that it's going to be a very small competition because of all of the COVID protocols that they're gonna have to follow during the pageant, which is unfortunate, but at least we're getting the show on the road and we're gonna have a pageant this year. I am so thankful. I'm so happy, and I can't wait to see the contestants arrive.